brand new purple light. Friends, brand new purple light. Friends, facts, brand new purple light. Friends, red and blue, purple light. Friends, facts, you can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road, you better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah, we gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts, we in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts, peace, love and light. Peace, love to the family. Peace, love and light. To the family. Peace, love and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.
Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Peace to the family, peace to you and yours. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Third Eye Fridays. You are now rocking with the best. Yes, this is your host for the evening, Brother Red Pillar. For the daytime, I guess. Let me know how we sound on the audio. Let me know how we sound on the audio. And yeah, we'll continue. You know what I'm talking about? Thank you, everybody, for pulling up. Shout out to all of y'all. Was really good on this Good Friday. TGIF. TGIF. You know what I mean? Thank God. This thing it came great. It came quick. Last thing I remember was Monday. And here we are. You know what I mean? But we here. We are here. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and let's do the roll call so we could get this show started. I should be having a special guest pulling up. Yes, we caught this on 444. We launched this on 444 in alignment. Oh yeah, shout out to Intricate. Let me show you. Intricate. You know what I mean? Hoodie tough man, the hoodie tough no man, the bomber clot. The hoodie tough no man. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. I'm gonna find a IG page and I'm gonna post it and whatnot. Shout out to the brother them. They were at the New Orleans Melanin Monday pop out. You know what I'm talking about? He was one of the vendors, and I just had to snatch this up. So tough. Keep doing your thing, King. You know what I'm talking about? Keep doing your thing. And we're gonna keep repping. You know what I'm talking about? Toronto, T Dot in the building. We got Houston in the building. Yes, we will get to it. Rising power to Valletta, Miss Valletta. This is real tough. And also Tiger from the West Coast. His Umi may transition as well. It's one of those days. Gwinnett County in the building. Shout out to Gwinnett County. Shout out to San Jose. Shout out to New Orleans. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Jacksonville, Florida. New Jersey in the building. Shout out to Durham, North Kakalaka. I'm looking for Raleigh Durham listeners. If y'all are in the building and y'all anywhere near Raleigh Durham, because I had some people reach out to me from Raleigh Durham and whatnot, and I don't know if I want to go to Raleigh Durham because I don't know how many followers or listeners or KC aliens are in Raleigh Durham. So I'm just doing a little temperature check, you know what I mean, before I accept the invitation. Dallas in the building, DMV in the building, Spartanburg in the building, Naptown in the building, AZ in the building. We got Indiana in the building. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody. Chino Hills up in this thing. We got Sanford, Florida in the building, Columbus, Ohio in the building, Coney Island in the building. Stand up. Milwaukee in the building. You feel me? BK, Bull City, Durham, Shaolin. What up, Shaolin? We ain't forget about you. At least I didn't. So, shout out to the Shaolin. The 919. Tap in. I'm assuming that's Raleigh. I'm assuming. Okay, we all right, yeah, let's tap. Yeah, Ireland and yeah, the UK. yeah, global teams. Global teams. Yeah, shout out to everybody. I couldn't do it yesterday. I just couldn't do it. I wasn't at 100%. So I was like, rather than give them a half-ass show where I'm like not all the way there, we'll just wait for today and ride this thing out. And today came and I'm feeling much better. So here we are, Third Eye Fridays, you know what I mean? And it will be a classic. You know what I'm talking about? How can we get in touch with the septic tank filter, brother? I'm going to ask our special guest when he pulls up, and we'll get you that information. You know what I mean? All right. So I see we got a few people from the Raleigh Durham section of town, and that's great. You know what I mean? That's great. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. You know what I'm talking about? I'm back. I'm back like I never left. My wife took care of me. I had some good tea and whatnot. I think all I really needed was some fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Got me some fresh air, and I'm good. I'm good, and a shape up. People don't talk about the healing properties of a shape up, but one day we'll bring one of our scientists on board to talk about the healing properties of a shape up. I remember being dog shit sick one day and I got a lineup and it just went away. You know what I mean? I guess they say when you look good, you feel good. But a shape up is multi-tiered. It does a lot of things. We'll talk about it one day. You know what I mean? So let me just bring my guests in here without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen. You should already know what it is, and who it is. You know, Wonder Twins activate type shit. You know what I mean? I had to bring the blue pillar back in the building. There's so much going on in the news. It would be remiss of me if I didn't bring the brother in to share his information because he be on IG talking to himself. We can't have that. We're gonna bring him an audience. So without any you just see his face in the back. Without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you none other than the good brother, Pope Pablo, aka Blue Pillar. They got the gas face.
But
We here, man. The family
right?
is here.
What you can guarantee is that Pope Pablo pulls up with a book of receipts the size of the phone book.
That's right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right. Type shit.
And
Yeah.
either I'm
Is that the is that the Goldwater white jacket or is that a blazer?
Oh nah, this This just happens to be, you know, a very refinedly cut blazer that looks like it's the lab coat, but you know what I'm
What is
saying?
it, velvet?
It may be velvet, but you know, I had to bring out the gold water piece. 'Cause I'm about to be surgical today.
I
So the
hear that.
lab coat was appropriate, but it had to be velvet, you know
I
what
hear
I'm saying?
that.
Because we still do it in a stylistic fashion, and it's still Black Myth Story Month. So
It
we're gonna
is.
put it in the you know, we're gonna frame it in a reference that it deserves to be framed in. We want to be mindful of the day. We want to pay homage to the day. In our household, at least in my observation, today was like a national holiday. It was the death day of Malcolm X when he got assassinated at the Audubon Ballroom. And it was like an observation day, you know, at least for me. Oh, all right, because the household seeded me with the information and the appreciation to even be concerned so much or enough about the man that
Yes.
even living in my immorality, the day that I took off from immorality was February 21st. So this is a day that I held sacred, that when I was in the phase of my life doing dirt, I wouldn't do dirt today out of our observation for the sacrifice that Detroit Red made. This was my way of giving back. Just this is my way of pulling me back into an aspect of awareness, humanity, and quote unquote consciousness, right? When I was in the underworld.
So today
And
was a savage Sabbath for you?
yeah, yeah, today was my Sabbath from savagery.
Damn, I didn't
And
know
the
that.
1 year, 2007, that I did not observe it, right? Mind you, I was in a studio session with Kwamega the night before. So you
Right.
know when we record, there's four pictures of Malcolm looking at you from every direction. There's a picture of Malcolm in front, a picture of Malcolm behind you, and on both sides, and then one with Yoda in the corner.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I had left the studio session. I went and did something I had no business doing. I know better. Because on that day, that sacred day, I don't do no dirt. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
did something that, you know, it was, you know, you in one of those situations, you're like, Dad, this is a little too sweet to just pass. I fell for the bait and I got snagged in the trap and ended up getting in, you know, a confrontation by the folks, by them people. And they
Uh,
called me, ran my name, and I mysteriously had a warrant pop up out of Valhalla. So they sent me to the island, right? And then from the island, they came and got me, took me to Westchester, and I was in Valhalla for 2 weeks. This is the odyssey that I went on, where I write the book of poetry. Because all right, so then it was the night before, even though the day prior I was in the studio. I think earlier that day we was at BAM with Most Def and Hypnotic.
you
It was
gotta, you
for
gotta hold on. What is BAM, brother? Because
Brooklyn Academy of
okay,
Music.
got
This is like the
acronym, but you gotta,
Philharmonic.
you know what I mean?
This is like the Philharmonic in Brooklyn of where
Okay.
high art is done. And a group that we rock with, some Morris brothers out of Chicago named Hypnotic Brass Ensemble, who are a world certified, you know, jazz band. They played the backup music for Mos Def's appearance at the Brooklyn Academy of Music, and they were playing jazz interpretation of what? A Biggie Small songs, right? And when I heard them with live instrumentation do those beats, that's when I initially, in my mind, made the commitment to say, yo, I really want to do this spoken word / music thing over live instruments because now I see the sound, I see how it's supposed to sound, what it's supposed to look like, how it's
Right.
supposed to be improv, but still a throwback to spoken word and poetry and just the last, you know, the jazz scene, because Mos Def kind of personifies that. And, you know, like just like maybe 2 nights ago, I seen footage of him in the studio, an Electric Lady with Large Professor, and they was just showing the behind the scenes creation process, how he threw the beat on and someone in the booth and spazzed out, and it was out of his love and appreciation where they was just paying homage to one another for each one of them being the one that's holding up the art form, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that appreciation is just like with hip hop as a true culture, what it births and what it borns. So again, my appreciation for Malcolm X. I'm in a situation now where I find myself in bed 7, and his grandson is in bed 16. Now I understand the importance of the number 7 dealing with said individual. I understand the prophecy that Malcolm X was dealing with around the number 7 about the seventh son. So the grandson ends up being the prototype, or he becomes the seventh son and not even knowing it. And Malcolm X had 6 daughters. The grandson was the one, you know what I'm saying? But here he is in a holding unit with me. Just got violated. He just came home from doing the bid for being accused of unaliving his grandmother. He's a blood superior, you know what I'm saying? And he's with the shits, and he's looking like major goofy in my eyes because his homies ain't really homies. You know what I'm saying? When he leave, they throwing daggers at him, and I can see why. You know what I mean? He's not the genuine article he was getting a ride on the strength of, but he didn't even know what the strength was composed of because he had no history of his grandfather's work. None. It was
Right.
scary. Like,
And
none.
the family withheld it from him, correct?
The family sheltered him in his upbringing and told him total fabrications
He didn't have the
about,
internet back then.
yeah, who Malcolm X was. He
What
even
year
thought
is this?
this is 2007.
Okay.
So in the midst of all of this, family, I was writing a book to keep my sanity, but my conversation was appealing to all of the younger brothers in there that was in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But I was putting it in spoken word form, and this was connecting with all of them, bringing them to tears. And a lot of them, few of them was tapping out, like, yo, when I go home, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't touching no work no more. I ain't doing this. Because that's a very complicated conversation to translate to somebody who's knee deep in the game. You know what I'm saying? And I have the ability to do it through through spoken word. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And it was connecting, and that was the initial book of poetry that I wrote. I don't know what state of mind I was in, but my celly was like, "What you want to call it?" And I was like, "I'm gonna name it after that pill that wakes you up, the blue pill." I quoted the wrong one, and then
Yeah.
we got a graffiti expert in the building to do the cover. And then once he did the cover, and I was leaving, because I'm skipping the story about the whole confrontation and conversation that I had with Malcolm Shabazz for 2 hours that led me to later become the blue pill and him later to become released out of there and get into activism to pick up the mantle of where his grandfather left off. That was all based on a conversation that I had with him for 2 hours. I was trembling, like just pouring every single thing that I had inside of me into this young man so he can understand through my eyes the importance of his mission. Just for, if nothing else, I'm like, you a dead man walking. Like, at least look into this information to verify what I'm telling you is true or not. I told him about his grandfather's, mission for human rights as opposed to civil rights and why that applied. I explained to him why he's a blood superior and that organization was born out of the vacuum left from your grandfather. You know what I'm saying? I had this is a lot of dots that I just, connected just by arresting my vessel and allowing it to become commandeered by spirit to pull through, you know what I'm saying? And I was working out during that bid too. So, you know, I had the respect of the unit in terms of them seeing my intensity to go in. And that's the same intensity that I linked into his spirit with and drilled this message. And then mysteriously, like 2 days after that, I got released. They called me to to go to court, and the judge, you know what I'm saying, was like, yeah, gotta get the fuck up out of here. And that was that. And I came home with that. He wrote his information on the cover of that book. That's why I stuck with the name Blue Pill when I came home and found out that it was actually supposed to be the red pill. And I don't know where my mind was at that I came up with that. But then I was like, it is what it is. And
Yeah, it definitely is what it is. Like,
it's what it's supposed to be.
it's supposed to
And,
be that.
yeah, and then the brother Amun, you know, he became my audience on because I'm on 125th Street now. I don't even think you was fully out there yet.
I was fully out there. I was at J Records. I was at Polo Grounds.
Right.
So,
When I was outside vending, but I was in front of the Apollo.
right.
They would make me recite the poems from across the street. That's how much they was wanting to hear in it. And that's what birthed the Blue Pill right there. Because they would always be like, yo, Blue Pill, Blue. They was talking about that book. And I lost the only copy that I have, and the only person on the planet with another copy is Most Def. And I'm still in pursuit of that brother like he was of Bruce Willis in 16 Blocks, goddamn it. It's the same story, according to my own mythos. So, long story short, this day is, one of those consecrating days in my journey that I have birthed this whole, persona and avatar after, and it's really in the essence of.
Yeah, I remember that book. It's crazy.
Yeah, that book was crazy.
It was like this thick. It was very thick. Had a lot of poetry in there. Bars.
Yeah. That was them joints right there was the illest.
I remember when you handed Most Def a copy of it, and he went crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, why is he giving this nigga part of his book? He finna go to the studio right now and make a whole album.
Yeah.
But it's
yeah.
It was good that you did that because that's a surviving copy if he still has it.
Exactly. People are not putting into perspective the tutelage that we initially put him under and other rappers vicariously in the industry about more science and information. So I was attempting to, seed certain concepts into his mind anyway. So I definitely wanted him to go through the book and be influenced, if you will. You feel me? By the motherfucking spells that I was casting in there. And it looked like it worked. Right? Because if you ask Sabi or anybody that really know what time it is, they'd be like, if you ask him, he'd be like, yeah, the twins was responsible for this, the ultimate, birthing of a Yasin Bey.
I think everybody played their part. He
was
on his journey. He was searching, and he found what he was looking for.
Granted, I know we played a pivotal role.
No doubt.
Feel me? Salute to that brother.
Yeah, salute to Yasin.
Yes.
Then he got a new project coming out.
Yes, he got some Alchemist. Yeah, I'm just saying that one day she could go from it was all a dream. I'm aged enough to remember when things wasn't and then when they were. You feel me? And I remember being where I was at when these conversations was being had, and niggas was like, "Oh, word," and how they become those things, and it was all a dream. I'm old enough this age to remember the first time that I heard of Biggie Small. I remember the first time I fell in love with a Valletta Wallace. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my mom.
Video.
Yeah. Oh, she got breast cancer. We all riding for her. We saying a prayer for Valletta. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, she got diagnosed with breast cancer?
My mama got cancer in the breast. That's why I'm motherfucking stressed. Things done back in the days from the very first album.
Right.
He was introduced to a mother who was a loving, caring mother whose son was overstressed because his mama got cancer in his breast. Right? And his neighbors is calling Jake on him outside because he's selling crack to feed his daughter.
Right.
That's who we was. So we knew about, Tiana, and we knew about Valletta, and we knew about D-Rock and Lil C's and all of these cast of characters that we was introduced through the most pivotal storyteller of our time, a griot.
Right.
You know? So, um, rest in peace to Miss Valletta Wallace.
And the rapper Tiger, he lost his mother today too. She was
Rest in peace
57.
to rest in peace to Tiger's mother.
Yeah.
But definitely Valletta, for the long ensued war that she fought in her son's name, and for the
Mm.
fact that the tenaciousness of her battle and her pursuit for justice for her son. She once had the county of Los Angeles, which would have been the state of California, which means the United States, on the ropes with her lawsuit about the LAPD's involvement with the murder of her son. She had him on the ropes, right? They had the documentation. They was owing her up to $500 million in the civil suit.
What year was that?
I would
They
have to
said that
look.
if they gave it out to her, she would have
Yeah, she
bankrupted.
would have bankrupt. She would have bankrupt city of Los Angeles if they had paid her out. So that's immediately after that. It's kind of like when the Keefe D stuff started ramping up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, she may have took his catalog from 10 to 100, but he's a diamond selling artist. He's a $1 billion grossing artist. So it's
Yeah.
good that she got it to 100 M's, but her son is the king of New York. He's an icon. He's priceless. You
Yeah.
know, he
That was a billionaire. That was a billionaire artist right there.
that's a
If done right.
multi-billion dollar brand. Um,
That's $1 billion brand.
her family definitely deserves to benefit more. The largesse of her son that is he's a carbon atom. He's diamond. The biggest blackest carbonist. Like, you know, and he's the king, he's the Coney, he's the king of New York. And I'll tie that together for you if you want to jump right into this.
Yeah, you got a slideshow? I'm just asking.
I do. I got mad slides and they're just not organized. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even know how. Like I had them in my phone. If we went to IG, I know how to pop them up, but I got them in a folder. I could send you the folder, but it's like it's not organized. You know what I'm saying?
So you just want to talk?
Um. Again, I don't
You
object.
want that? Huh?
Huh?
Now I'm saying there's nothing wrong with that. I just wanted you to I know how you are with your visuals and whatnot. You like to share that with the familiar, with the fam and whatnot.
Yeah, I just don't know how I can do it on here. Let me see.
No doubt.
Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna be able to do that on here.
If you send me some stuff, I could put it together real quick. They want you to spit something too with your poetry. Uh
Not
yeah,
a
yeah,
problem.
that'll be that might be something to hold, while I put it together. Just give it a minute.
All right, you let me know.
Yeah.
We always got that on deck.
Yeah, Miss Valletta, man. Miss Valletta was very instrumental just as a mother figure. It kind of pains me that Afeni and Valletta both left this planet without true justice for both of their children. And I do know that burying their sons levied a heavy toll on their hearts
Better
and
believe
their
it.
health as well.
Better believe it.
Both of those mothers were very in love with their children. You could tell from the interactions, and they were distraught by the search for justice and the people that were surrounding them, the shady characters like P. Diddy or Sean Combs and Biggie's corner, and then Suge, Snoop, and other figures in Tupac's corner. You know, so yeah, that just kind of like I know that the city of LA, the LAPD, and all of those crooked ass, you know, Nazis. You know what I'm saying? I know that they're like Birdman hand rub because they think that they're gonna get off of the hook for that lawsuit that they need to pay up on. And yeah, something needs to happen with that. You feel me? You say you check. I look, Teresa. I was checking all evening for us too on the internet. You ain't the only one. I was refreshing my page, like, where the hell is Third Eye Thursdays? Not remembering I was the one that's supposed to do it. But we here now. We here now. You know. Neteru Kemet is mad at Biggie's lyrics. Yeah, I get it, bro. You know what I mean?
Trust me.
You just had to be there though. It wasn't that serious when it happened. It just had to be there. You probably was born in 2000 and shit. You know what I mean? That sounds like some millennium shit right there, but it wasn't as bad when it happened. Because I promise you, the lyrics and the shit that the rappers were saying in the 90s, this is mixtape era, it was egregious. It was egregious. You know, not to take anything away from the impact of what it is, but they were saying, they were shock jocking, they were saying some outrageous shit, but nobody was taking that serious. You know what I mean? That's just some later on fake outrage shit that y'all on. You know what I mean? It's definitely pause worthy, but you know, it's like, come on, fam. You should have said something when it happened. Don't come outside today, 20 years later, with the outrage, because we're not trying to hear that. You know what I mean?
I mean,
People in the chat. Shout out to the 444 in the chat. Brat. You know, lyric reform. We called for it, and you know what I mean? Hopefully, we don't have to deal with shit like that. You know what I mean? Moving forward, but yeah, lyric reform. You said we didn't catch it then? We caught it. We caught it. I heard it. The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Cameron peed on the girl in the movie, man. Like, he still got to deal with, he still got to pay for that. But it was just crazy, bro. It was some crazy stuff going on. And, you know.
Yeah, like, and again, we need to talk about standards. And when you open the door to one thing, you open the door to all things. So I'm listening to somebody with crack rap, right? So I'm like, okay, these are niggas that was getting top from crackheads. Like, what do you expect from a nigga who was getting top from a crackhead? You expecting all of the wrong things.
Morality was
Somebody
gone.
who
Right.
has already contracted, right, to a degree of rugged individualism that says, I don't give a fuck about the collective. I already made my decision. Here it goes.
That, yeah.
Right?
Selling
It's
crack
me
is a
versus the
covenant.
world, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's
The
a
selling
covenant
of
in and
crack.
of itself.
That's the breaking of the covenant and
Right.
creating of a new one. And you're stepping outside of the boundaries of community, of the collective, and of God's chosen if you contract to do the work of you know who by selling poison.
Right. You had God bodies with righteous names getting on the highway and transporting crack cocaine to quiet towns to tie it down, getting out of the car talking about, my name is Allah Supreme. I got a fucking pack for you, my nigga. You know what I mean? What's the mathematics of today? Why they got zombies and fiends around them looking like Kodak Black in the White House. We'll talk about it. Like, so it was just things were very upside down. We like to paint this world in this black and white conscious type of, you know, righteous picture and whatnot. And to be honest with you, in all of my years being alive, I don't necessarily recall one of those years where everything was just all right and exact, and this utopian idea of what people try to paint what they want their world to be. The only place that was lit like that was Fraggle Rock and Sesame Street, my G. Other than that, reality kicked in, And it was just, it's been a dark world, and people been saying crazy shit, been doing crazy shit, been on crazy timing, and we still just trying to make sense of it. You feel me? And what I know personally, for me as a person, I won't repeat that in my rhymes. I won't be influenced by the Biggie lyrics. I won't say that I'm throwing kids off of the bridge. When I'm in my creative state and I'm writing up rhymes and whatnot, I'm not gonna draw from that and into my art and whatnot. I reject that. So, you know, we're all growing and we're all learning. But yeah, I do rebuke that shit, man. I do rebuke it. However, Valletta says she didn't know nothing about none of that shit. She didn't even know that Chris was selling drugs. You know what I'm talking about? Valletta was out there teaching. She's a teacher. She was teaching them children and whatnot. She was trying to keep some food on the table, and homie was on whatever it is. And then after he made his transition, she became more familiar with what he was doing. You see it all in the documentary and whatnot. Then she had to take care of them grandchildren. Now, I'm not gonna talk about nobody's child or children. You feel me? I'm just saying that these children, what was it? Chris Jr.?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, it was a lot. You know what I mean? She's Jamaican, so she's not used to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? So I'm sure that his son being playing on both sides of the, you know what I mean? I know that was heavy on her as well. You know, and then then Faith, the mother of the child, I know that they didn't get along. Little Kim and her didn't get it. It was a lot going on. So a lot of pressure on the Umi and whatnot. But she's in a better place. If anybody believes in the resurrection and things of that nature in the afterlife, she'll be joined by her son and other loved ones and ancestors, and her memory will definitely live on. And what I do wish for and hope for, not really hope for, but what I look forward to is this year or the next, more information coming out to whereas the truth will be revealed. And sometimes when certain people go into the spirit realm, that kind of like it expedites it. They work better on the other side sometimes.
Yeah. Remember that was one of my pillar prophecies of last year. And I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, well, about the only one that I made last year, that hasn't come into the
He should
fullness
be
of
brought
its
back.
fruition was I was saying that Biggie's murder will come, it'll be resolved and solved. Like we'll learn more about it. And some things moved last year. I seen them moving. But
Yo,
this year.
because when it comes to Tupac, there's some fresh paint going on right now where they throwing Snoop's name in the mix. This
I'm
coming
not
from Suge's mouth.
Yeah, I'm
Huh?
not familiar, but I have heard that
Hmm. Yeah.
implication being made before.
Yeah, I don't want to be messy, you know. I don't want to be messy. It's too late, but
Hold
yeah. But yeah, they're saying that there was an interview with Suge Knight, and he was talking crazy about Ray J. He tied Ray J into Whitney Houston, which is something that I've heard before. No disrespect to Ray J, Brandy's brother and whatnot, but Clive Davis and Ray J's name was coming up when it came to that Whitney shit, and she needs her justice. They did Whitney Houston very dirty. You understand? The shit that they did with her legacy,
Yeah.
it is
Yeah, I mean
and
he
then
was
and the
he
way
was
he
the last
reacted,
he was the last one to see her.
yeah, this nigga's
Um,
so unhinged and whatnot,
yeah.
you know?
It looked
He's
like
so damn unhinged.
right.
I believe everything. But yeah, Suge Knight was like, fam, you need to tell the world about the fact that you were serving this woman narcotics and whatnot. And yeah, your hands are dirty. You feel me? And I'm like, damn,
That's where
say it
we at.
ain't so, Ray J.
That's where we at. You feel me? So yeah, you know, things are gonna come out, right?
Do we
And
need another Cat Williams interview, Blue? Or is he did what he needed to do and that's it?
you said what?
Do we need another Cat Williams interview, or he bust his gun, he shot his load? We that was 2024. We moving on.
Um, he definitely needs to follow up. Every good conversation to that degree, you know what I mean, deserves a revisit. You circle the block just to do a review, and then you get the new digs because this person has a State of the Union that you know has verifiable validity in it, and especially at this time when people are so concerned with things are headed, I think that they will want to hear, or we will be willing to listen to somebody with a proven track record. You know what I mean?
Oh shit, you was loading me up?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Pause.
I was getting
We got to get through this in
this
30 minutes, bro. Broski. So you're going to have to fire it up. Let me read them a poem. Let me load it up. Let me see something. We might be having I don't know.
what?
I was going to say that we might have a part 2 to this thing, but give me a minute.
All right. You want me to get him something in the meantime? Pause.
Give him something in the meantime. Yeah. What are you Give him something in the meantime.
You want me to share a piece with them?
Yes.
Let me take a sip. Give me a second.
Yes, sir. Give me a minute. Ah,
So this is called On Brand.
it's
And it's
called On
speaking
Brand.
on brand, yeah. So I heard this whole big podcast earlier with Judge Joe Brown and saying, you know, they just taking their digs at Black history, saying it's
Joe
not
Brown
his.
was at the White House yesterday.
Yeah, he was there for this,
He was lit.
right?
He ain't trying to hear none of y'all. He's shutting all that down.
Yeah, so right. So they're refurbishing the brand, they're rebranding the brand. So this is speaking about blackness as a brand, and it's appropriate being that we are in the Black History Month, and this brand is under brand review, right? And you know, the brand review will the brand can a brand review lead to brand termination or brand recalibration? So the brand of blackness has a black guy and black face, blackened like salmon, high stakes like the kid from Akron rebounding, boosting crime rates from kids rapping on albums, trapped in the talcum, one-sided stories with half of the outcome. They never rap about Malcolm, but speak of militants, young niggas killing shit, drilling shit, the road to riches paved with ill intents. You can't build castles on mountains made out of molehills. There's no permanence to turbulence. We've seen this shit before. There's nothing new under the firmament. They dismantle the whole bill like movie sets and left whoever's over on the shoulder like roadkill. Yeah, we truly stress. It's traumatic to witness the static. Feds did a sweep, it was sporadic. They left shit scattered and tattered. The tough talk, losses, luster, and magic. Disruptor of status, got suffer and tragic. Dynamic circumstances. Advantage and my vantage point is this man can point from the sidelines. Fuck coming off the bench. I chose to ride mines. Doing life in prime time would make the Lord repent. Granted, this is not the time for semantics. I seen slime shine on my timeline like ectoplasm. The damn black boys, they some coke hustlers, put slime in the box like Dan Aykroyd and Ghostbusters. Took down a
Ugh.
culture on a conspiracy rap. You was all party to the crime. These niggas seriously rap. Yeah, they got you all on a conspiracy. Tap the evidence, you holding one like a smoking gun. Your phone is one. Your attendance is ingrained on a blockchain. Your remembrance is contained in a drop of rain. Don't start sweating now. The wetter the brow, the drier the mouth. This how you hire the South to get the rest of the rap inside of the house to get all get hit with a conspiracy trap. Who gonna fold? Who gonna crack? Who riding it out? I seen the game on his back, passed out in the trap house. Law enforcement get to laugh out. To be a secret, you awfully loud in public forums, on the radio, first thing in the mornings, touring to arenas, unlawfully proud of scores of misdemeanors and felonies, lust, hate, envy, jealousy, the lesser gods. Hip hop is dead and we on demon time. Word to Escobar. So I'ma spread my wings like an SLR, get extra fall. 43 of them things with an extra ball. I'm the best thus far. Yeah, talk black.
Hold on, I'm late on the trigger, man. It's blaming on the on the age. I'm late on the trigger. Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Get your thing together.
To this day.
I'm gonna replace homie. I'm gonna have to replace Dante Wilder. He's been taking too many L's with Clarissa Shields. I need a soundbite from her. We're gonna have to retire to this day. To this day. You got one more for them?
Yeah,
they seem to like that.
Yeah, you can't retire that though.
They seem to like that.
Can't retire.
But I do need new sound bites though. We gotta freshen that up.
Yeah. All right, family. I'm coming with something good for y'all. Let me find something that fits the moment. I'm gonna speak to where we at. Or you can make a request. Give me a sec.
To this day. You said make a request?
Yeah.
Who, me? Fam? Me, fam? Judge Joe Brown. It's my guy, man.
I lived through the age of terror in the Reagan era. Niggas made a major error the way that they made their cheddar. What was lost never equals cost when it's weighed and measured. We gave up treasures in exchange for pleasure. White man got us crossing white sands in the blazing deserts. Tempting Christ, tangles with the devil can end your life and damn your soul. Grams was sold, land was stole. Became what we despised the most. We transferred roles. We got integration, along came infiltration, and it ain't got Nathan, but gentrification. The end of a nation, how I dish is specific, no generalization. You either winning or you scraping the bottom of the bucket, grinding for them ducats, no time for the bucket list. The fuck is this? Dark twisted fantasy, sucking on a succubus, insanity. I have family doubt me, but listen to Anthony Fauci and Hannity about me. Propagandas, not the standards. Blind leading blind, now a lot of stranded. Stuck on stupid, stuck with fluid, toxic branded. Rockets landing, dark side of the moon, harsh shot of the shroom, shadow work. Dark nights in my room, 4 walls closing in, all toes going in, pressed down, motivating masses like I'm Les Brown, making fashion statements even when I dress down. I got the crest crown, scepter and the stab. I'm the best round, excellent in fact. You're gonna mess around and your head will get smacked, your egg will get cracked. You better second with that, or I'm a dead and put my leg down or my foot down. Look now, just because I'm sounding how you should sound, no need to look around, learn the bars and get the hook down. And you could be my hype man. Shit, why get left? You could be my right hand. If you got that much of my life, if you that much of my life fan, Mr. White Man, shadowing my life, my entire lifespan. Nazis posing as paparazzi to clock me and my posse, copying my cocky. Enochian, Anunnaki, Anunnakian, and Fallopians, the mommies, them, allow me in, no spermatozoids of the Albians. Now we in the rebuilding phase. We already built and destroyed, and they still amazed. With the artifacts, the guards are back. Don't feel betrayed. It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. Think about how many weak shows you slept through, but time's up. Sorry we kept you. Ferraris don't impress you. The army can't contest you. You was raised by mommies who molest you, homies for who test you, bodies over step shoes, ice grills and set rules, night chills and death rules, everything around me. Dreams, I gotta kill y'all for them pounds of green dollar bill y'all all around me. Cream tails on the turnpike, turned a small town to fiends. Gotta get that brushed up.
All right, clap it up, man. Clap it up, y'all. Hold on.
I just got one more that we can get right into it, man.
To this day.
I gotta get this joint out. It's been
To this day.
It's been in the backlog, and it's been asking. It's been coming in my dream setting. Like, can you please get me out?
I said, shoot your load. Go ahead.
As an analyst of this Futurama, they're using nanochips in food and pharma, toxic agents intoxicating like cannabis, GMO populations used to trauma for management, the corporation, waves of layoffs, cut the HR, wheels coming off like race cars, rebuilding corners, judgment is upon us, descending into frigid waters, a cast of shady characters and questionable performance. The theater of politics requires intolerance. The globe is warm and the heart is polar. Private funding to block the solar. As an analyst of the Futurama, they put in nanochips in food and pharma. I got Matlock streaming on laptops, dreaming of backshots in Punta Cana. They're using BlackRock as the new Osama, chatbots to confuse the genre. Soon you're gonna need suits of armor. They spraying heavy metals, attacking on every level. You can't get a breather. You breathing in the ether, combustibles. Where's Theo? No Huxtable. Derailed and blasted train leads to acid rain. An ascertain everlasting pain is on the way. Huh. They think shit's sweet like aspartame. Society too concerned with masses games. The fuck is up, country on the ropes. The jab was the uppercut. The fallout is the body blow. Too many amigos saying adios, taking off like a Houston rocket, paying a cost in human profit. Not even profits, it's immune to the process. The blood of Jesus clotting inside his heart and hearts, leading to myocarditis. The hand of God showing signs of arthritis. As an analyst of the Futurama, they stuffing nanochips and food and pharma. Hannibal's titles got chewed by Dharma. Even hands on the Bible couldn't fool your honor. Where the resistance, John Connor, mushroom plumes of toxic fumes, flavorful agents, obnoxious goons, mismanageable fragrance. We need amicable liaisons. You steady bitching, the matrix steady glitching. The difference between the two depends on what's meaningful to your very existence.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Oh.
Yeah. And I literally wrote this right after the explosion in Ohio with the fumes.
To this day.
The one in East Palestine?
Yeah, East Palestine.
That's what it was called, East Palestine, Ohio.
Yeah, I wrote that then. And that joint sound like I wrote it like recently, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Type
part.
shit.
That's why I type shit. That's why it's been popping up in my dream. Like, yo, nigga, I came through.
Yeah, sometimes you write ahead of you.
I came through to be shared, like when the shit happened for real. But you've been sitting on this shit too long. Like, I need to come outside. There's some work I need to do. Dress me up, give me some visuals. You know what I'm saying? Find me a fucking beat and let me do it. Let me work. That's how my joints be talking to me like that. So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Type shit. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I know, man.
So I'm gonna pull up some I'm still putting everything together as we speak, as you speaking. But because we on a time schedule,
I'm
gonna
throw things up there.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull some things up, and you could build on that. And as we move through,
like I said, I'll segue it real quick. Just give the reason I was making my observation. I was thinking about Biggie yesterday and the day before, because I was writing my article about the first 30 days of the administration and how the killing of the king ritual was consecrated in a 30-day period. He started it on January 20th and he completed it on February 20th by declaring himself the king. But it wasn't just in symbolism. It was through the strategic surgical whacking out of MLK, Obama, and then they're connected to Biggie directly as the three kings in the 44 pantheon. Remember, have a three king spread, right? They have three things in common that consecrate them as the dreamcasters for the reality that we live in as melanated people, as much as we want to fight that reality, right? MLK, April 4th, Martin Luther King, I Have a Dream, Biggie Smalls, kicking in the door, waving the 4-4, the King of New York, right? It was all a dream. That's how he starts. And then the 44th president, Barack Hussein Obama, right? Dreams of my father, the Leo, who was the king of the free world, right? Whose middle name is King. So all three of these individuals, and Trump's first 30 days was about attacking any remnants of any sign, of anything left behind by Obama, whacking out his mural like they did with Akhenaten, Obama's doppelganger, right? When they came and tore down
They
Akhenaten,
erased everything. Right.
who changed the order, right? He changes the order. He disrupts the system. He throws everything off. That's what Obama did. Just his identity, his semblance falsified all of their claims to supremacy and superiority. They would have to rewrite their entire narrative if they have acquiesced that we live in a post-racial world. And the Democrats have won to a degree where they got a percentage of America to agree enough to bring in a melanated man. It almost excludes them. And this is what they were saying in so many words, right? Where they went into their despair, when they went into, every society is inclined to always find another person to scapegoat for their problems. That's a human characteristic and trait. This a natural thing that we do as people.
Right.
So melanated people and immigrants and all of that became the natural thing because a white person has to really look at themselves when when the clutches and what I'm saying, all of the support, and they've been crutched up and supported by a version of a dream that was told to them about their self-worth and their historical account, right? And what they mean to the world and the planet and the continuity of the species, right? They was taught something totally different, and they was taught something totally different about yourself. And you was taught something totally different about yourself. And the majority of us believe it, you know what I'm saying? And a few of us know a variance of that particular information or that story. We know both sides or the third side, or we've been able to synthesize it to a degree where we understand, the trauma that may be associated with it, and we don't see ourselves from that place. So systematically, right, when he starts in his acceptance and he invokes King's name and pledges to uphold the creed, right, it's an investment that this country has made, and the investment that they made was via a social investment. The many programs, the pledges that this country has made post civil rights to provide some level of redress or a level of equity, evening out the playing field, right? That only started post 1950, not even 55, because 55 is when Emmett Till gets. So you're talking 64, 65, that legislation, takes the shackles off and finally allows you on the field. You still got to take the rocks out the field, but you finally get on the field. You've been playing from the sidelines all this time. You finally get on the field. You know what I'm saying? Very
Right.
recent. So all of those things, the blood sacrifice of King on 4/4/65 68 opens up the door for said legislation, right? or for them to pretend that they care, and then that particular legislation gets mutated once they start expanding on the definition, and it opens the door for a plethora of people to gain access to a version of a dream that is now diversified, right? Based on his proclamation, and what he asked for had to be agreed upon because he had a mandate, right? That the world agreed upon, that they're like, damn, at least see them people as human beings. Your documents talk about equality and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all is hypocrites. Y'all can't talk to us.
Right.
So they had to play the game in the face of the rest of the world, you know, for
Kendrick, do you know how to play the
right.
game?
You know how to play the game. And they're, so now they saying that they have a new mandate that says y'all gotta play the game no more. We felt so threatened by that first knee-jerk response that we had to what it feels like. We don't ever want to feel that again. Do whatever you have to do to make sure that you make it go away, right? Erase it from our memory. And then they got a whole propaganda machine that desecrates it from the mind and the memory melanated people, because they got the hit campaign out on both of them, right? He's a bati fish and she's a man. So
And
whack
be
the whole,
clear, who you're talking about.
oh, the Obamas,
Okay. All right.
right? Trump's insistent, as him coming up as a birther and a truther, right? There's a very thin line between MAGA and woke, because they both were birthed out of a petri dish of conspiracy theories. And you have the Tea Party, then you have the truthers and the birthers, right? Those are the people that believe that 911 was an inside situation, and that Obama has a fake birth certificate and he was not, he's a foreign national,
Right.
right? So they was attempting to usurp his presidency with that information. And ultimately, that's what MAGA gets born out of, that petri dish. So Trump was always, that was always the catalyst, the springboard. And then when Obama stunned on him at the Al Smith dinner, correspondent dinner, that was his catalyst as well, right? But the promise was always to fulfill the mandate, which was for them to whack out, all of the social programs that had been put into place post 1964 that created this whole equitable situation where they had to pretend that they gave a fuck. When in the 60s, even the Democrats said, let's practice manumission with niggas and not care no more, because we can't do nothing for them because they are products of single parent households. And a strong nation cannot be built with men that were raised by women.
Right. Keep in mind, family, that this was a phenomenon that wasn't necessarily, it's the norm now, but it wasn't the norm back
Yeah.
then.
So,
This was a new
so the
phenomenon.
Democrats, right? The Democrats in the 60s suggested to write us off, right? They said because we haven't benefited from employment opportunities and we don't even control our own underworld. We're selling dope for somebody else. It's like, yeah, they just ain't got it in them. You know what I'm saying? And we spending too much money trying to help them. And there's no helping them now because they don't got men in the home, and we can't elevate a society that was raised by women because they're missing the vital things that come in proximity to a male role model or figure. And to coincide with what they are saying consist of American values. The ideal American has to be coming from a nuclear family that represents the American ideal of what Americanism is. And they agreed that it wasn't us. So they've been playing this game, and the Republicans just been running them down. You feel me? Like,
Right.
nah, man, we don't give a fuck about them. You know what I'm saying? And let's tell them in every way possible that we don't care. We are divesting from the investment in the dream and creating a new one. And we're installing a new king to do that. So the very last piece of legislation, and I showed you guys this at the lecture that Trump had on his table on January 20th, was to ratify MLK as a national holiday. He didn't sign it, right? He got it up out of there. You went on the website the next day, it's not ratified. They took it down. The next day is when he announced that he's putting the documents out about the assassination. This is ultimately to destroy confidence in the Democrat Party, to erode whatever level of connection or commit, just destroy that bond forever, right? Because it's going to come back that they had something to do with it, and also destroy the distrust in law enforcement. So when they're going through this purge that they're doing in these different branches of quote unquote law enforcement, that we think that it's something like, yeah, the man is yeah, the
So
man.
look, Blue, that's what we're gonna have to do, right? We're gonna have to do something that we probably haven't done in a long time, and that's run through these articles in
Mhm,
under 15 minutes. So this is like speed dating, but this is gonna be called speed knowledge, okay? And I
mhm,
know you up for it. I know you could do it. So I'm gonna pull up I'm gonna pull this thing up and let's get to cooking, all right?
mhm.
So somebody said, wait, it's Blue saying that Trump tried to remove MLK Day.
Yeah, I'm saying by this time next year, it won't be a thing.
And
They, they totally wiped it
Ladaro said, I need some receipts.
out.
And then Divine wants to know, do you think Trump is sending everybody that 5 bands? I got asked that question today too. I'm like, 5 brands. Y'all falling for that one? Brum. I ain't waiting for that. But yeah, let's go ahead and go through these stories.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, off the break, we see that um, the Pope is in a very precarious situation. He had to be admitted to the hospital. What
He
was
looked
it?
bad as fuck.
This
He
time
looked
last week on Valentine's, right? Coincidentally, one day after the 44th day, kind of as predicted. I told you that some things were gonna be ruptured when we drained the swamp down there in New Orleans, and that Super Bowl had everything to do with the
yeah.
Pope. And I tied his head into the, Kansas City Chiefs. But you can't be right. Can't be a chief. Can't be a chief without an eagle feather. So it's a very interesting outcome in terms of looking at the energy shift after we see what team won and who that energy is going towards and who is not.
Yeah, he
But
looked like dog shit. I mean,
yeah,
I don't mean to talk
yeah,
about nobody's pontiff like that, but god damn it, he don't look good.
he's on his way out, and again, it coincides with the Conclave movie being awarded some of the highest honors, and I think they got another award show coming this weekend. Golden Globes, one of them, but the Conclave is the movie about when they choose the next pope. So the movie will get all the rewards. He'll transition, and I think by summertime we'll be going into conclave. But it's disrupted the Jubilee process. But wow, remember, you have to look at it from the perspective, I guess, of how we're the only ones explaining it in this respect. That you got to understand that the Jubilee process coincides with the people, the Canaanites, supposed to be the free slaves, right? And them trying to recapture the Canaanites. So now they're telling the Canaanites who are in this modern day era and performative as the people of Palestine, right? They're performative in their role as the Canaanites, but the actual Canaanites, according to myth and legend, are the people over here that are sleepy about being those actual people.
Okay, let's go to the next slide. Eric Adams, you see it?
Nah, it didn't pop up. Yeah, I see
Really?
it now, right? So,
You see it?
Eric Adams, yes.
Okay.
even Eric Adams, right? He fell into the whole melee of getting caught up in the political landscape because his charges came because Turkey wasn't initially supporting the war, right? They was the ones pushing back against Israel. And Israel knew their dirty work, right, from all of their intel. So they're like, oh, but we ain't say nothing when you was doing what you do over there with Adams. So all of a sudden they start putting in people's information out there. And I think that's what he got caught up in. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think since it's not such a political hot potato anymore because they got full control, they're willing to make a deal. But then this is the essence of what the entire, Trump administration is about. He's a deal maker. So he got a political favor from a New York mayor. And they said that he always wanted to be mayor of New York. He had to settle to become the president of New York. President of the United States. But he always wanted to control New York. You know what I'm saying? So he couldn't even hide his elation on the 30th day. He put the post out about Long Live the King. And that ties directly into him having the mayor as a political favor in the Empire State. So now he's
So now he's running Gotham like Oz Cobb through the mayor.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
And then he puts the cherry on the top with the "Long Live the King" tweet when he dismantles the congestion, the whole thing about the congestion fee
on day 30. Yep.
Damn.
Right. And remember, the thing about Adam to put him on the chopping block is he skipped a MLK event on MLK Day to go to the inauguration, right? Which is a no-no for any Democratic mayor in the city of New York, which is the liberal bastion, which again ties into the consecration of the sacrifice of MLK. This whole relationship was born out of that. It didn't exist prior to it. It's the crust of the dried up blood. Is this weird relationship that we've had with Southern with the Dixiecrats.
Let's jump to the next one. This nigga called a Hitler reference. He on his yay shit.
He on his yay shit. And
that's
political
crazy.
suicide in New York because of the large Jewish contingency. And I told you the Jews were spanking him for his position of not making an effective crackdown during those situations. Being too democratic, they started leaking the secrets.
Right.
So, yeah, he got to be playing ball with some. But he's getting a call from above. The Don is putting the twist in. And that's exactly how they want to stack their administration. If a favor needs to be done, they're going to push a button. You know what I'm saying? If they want to pull a rug, they're going to pull a rug.
Right.
Everything is coming from the top.
Because they want to wash New York. Trump want to wash you want to flood New York. And then Giuliani, he got to bring Giuliani back into not into no type of power, but he just got to help him get his name back.
Gotta restore.
They were stepping on Rudy.
You gotta get New York, gotta get LA, gotta get California, you gotta destroy all
the liberal
liberal strongholds. Totally, this is total destruction and decimation of Democrats and democracy by proxy.
Okay.
But yeah, next.
You see this one with the trumpet Elon?
No, it didn't pop up yet.
With it rock. It's crazy.
But yeah, what is it? Just tell me. Okay, I see it now.
Elon and
if you actually look into what's being said and you read it, because they're telling you clearly that he's technically not. He's not even working for Doge.
That's crazy.
it's some ill semantics that's taking place, and they cooking people because people don't read the fine print. But he's not an employee of Doge. He's emphatically not. He has a very unofficial designation that does not allocate him the access and the power that he's yielding, but he's not even an employee of Doge.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, I know.
The U.S. weighs destroying 500 million in stockpile COVID tests.
Yeah, how about that?
That's crazy.
Ain't it?
That's crazy. Montana seeks to ban mRNA shots
Yeah.
as
So
vaccine
interesting
hesitancy
times we
soars.
living in. I think yesterday is when I listened to the RFK his first speech. He was speaking to the employees of the industry that he's overseeing,
Yeah.
and it was the most sane conversation that I have heard coming out of this administration in regards to being able to follow what's being said. And for me, really zone in on that very thin line that I said exists between woke and MAGA, where
Yes.
MAGA is the right woke and woke is the left woke. And then the centralized version of it, the conservative wokeness is consciousness. So yeah, his talking point to what he's speaking on and how he's speaking about it, the language he's using and all of that stuff seems very familiar because, we've heard it on this side. It
Right.
coincides with conversations that I had in our realm as well. Right. He is the only runway that both planes land on. So it was very interesting listening to his coherence. He sounded very coherent, very clear about what his mission was.
That's good
Um,
for him. Very
even
good.
though he was there was less clarity about how he's gonna go about it, but he definitely spoke to what he wanted to do, and it sounded very magnanimous. That level of a task that he's picked up, but more power to him.
Definitely. The next slide, and I don't know why it ain't popping up, is with Steve Bannon with the Nazi salute at CPAC. They had CPAC going crazy.
They're
The
gonna
nigga just handed Elon Musk a
change some.
chainsaw yesterday from the Argentinian president.
Yeah,
Gifted, yeah. Elon went full, retard with it. You know what I mean? Like this is the purge.
yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. That part, right?
Huh?
I said that part.
That part. So French far right leader cancels CPAC. Uh, let me see. Why wasn't it playing?
I see it now,
Okay.
right? Yeah. So it Bannon through the salute, right? And he's supposed to be the nemesis to Elon, and he follows and does the identical thing. Right?
Right. He's only the nemesis to Elon because Elon took his place. Let's be clear.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Bannon been running around Europe putting in more work than Elon on the whole getting all of this global Nazi shit together. Like he
yeah.
just wants his accolades. He's feeling slighted.
Feeling slighted. Like, yeah,
He
homies,
was
he's
the do
riding
boy,
the
right?
spot.
He was the number one gopher in the
Right,
first administration.
right. So
He like, yo, Elon is working off my script, nigga. I put in this is my work.
it's my work, right?
Yeah, my rhymes.
So yeah.
That's why Elon is a op.
That's why Elon is the op, right? But he definitely, in one of the latest interviews that I saw with him, he had to break down and he was like, I still got to give it up to him though, X, Y, and Z,
Yeah.
right? So this is a I guess a mid-journey rendition that the White House put out, right? Framing Trump as king, right?
Mhm.
Again, his idealization is that he has taken over and whacked out the mural of the old king with the old dream, right? That dream was the it was the bedrock to inclusiveness. It was the bedrock to, diversity. It was the bedrock to these things.
Right.
Obama being birthed out of civil rights takes a mutated version of it and makes it more inclusive to all of these different divergent groups that are part of this particular, ushering of this epoch, this Aquarian age. He attempts to bring and open up the lane to bring them in.
Right. It's
And
clearing the
Trump
way.
comes, yeah, he swats that down, but he goes further. Like Agent Smith, once he gets in the Matrix, he's like, shit, let me go all the way and destroy all of it now. Oh, once he
Right.
got Zion, the Matrix 2, right? He's like, I'm gonna eat it all up. So he's able to go all the way back to civil rights legislation. Cause the day that the MLK report is gonna come out, right? They put it in play when he got in office on the second day, and he said release these files for MLK,
Mm-hmm.
JFK, and it's
Yeah.
a 45-day window, and that day culminates on March 9th, which is the death anniversary of Biggie Smalls.
Facts.
So here he goes. Trump is saying he's Coney. He's king of New York, right? Because they successfully did the 30-day killing of the king ritual by making a full-scale destruction and denunciation of the dream that initially all the shit was built on. And that was the sacrifice of King.
Okay. All right. So farewell HoloLens. Microsoft officially quits wearable headset technology, hands over $1 billion contract to DoD. I mean to Anduril. What's that
Yeah.
about?
So Anduril is the tech company that's founded by Lucky, the
Palmer,
dude,
Palmer
yeah,
Luck.
the self-avowed racist that started Oculus,
Right.
right? That will ultimately get in bed with Palantir and arm the military with the next fleet of robo soldiers or cyborg soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
So
What was that movie called? Ultimate
with Pete Hegseth at the DOD and
and Cash.
Cash at the
FBI.
FBI and Peter Thiel at Palantir
Whew.
and Lucky at this particular company. Yeah. And
Yeah.
Elon and the rest of the South African apartments.
Yo, for all of my gamers out there, is it Elden Ring? Like, what's the shit? What's the game that you niggas can't beat? Like this shit right here, they stacking they deck, and all you niggas got is Meech and Cuffy. Like, talk black to me.
Shit breaking down.
All y'all got is little Meech and Cuffy, man. Like, they stacking they decks, bro. You know what I mean? They making this
Yeah,
shit
your
real.
no tough guys got broke arms and slings and shit. The real tough guys getting washed up by the fiction. I mean, who have you got? The
Man,
Zopound nigga that just came home? Was it?
Ali Zoe. Niggas got Ali Zoe. Huh? Lil Meech. Who else?
Lol.
Rio the Youngin. Like, what we got on this side?
Yeah, they'll send the JD Vance to come so I wash them niggas
What?
with the eyeliner.
With JD popping up with the eyeliner talking greasy to niggas. Like, what are we doing?
Popping over with the
So
eyeliner trying to thug niggas out.
Judge Joe Brown put out a tweet. He said, I had a great time at the White House yesterday. President Trump gave one of the best Black History Month speeches I've ever heard in a long time. He didn't rush in and out either. It was a thorough spectrum of America, and the women were truly beautiful. And there was a great after party. This is what your boy Judge Joe Brown. I seen what's her name? Angie Stanton was there. Boozy badass.
Oh, yeah.
We had Kodak in full crackhead glory. You know what I mean? He represented
Kodak
for
was
all of
there.
the methods, huh?
Kodak was there.
Kodak was there, completely geeked out. He got the most pictures on the internet. All them other niggas was suppressing their photos. Like, shit, don't let that come out. Don't let that come out. You know what I mean? Our birthday twin Boozy, he was looking clean, but he looked completely out of place. I'm looking for more footage. I can't find it. Niggas are suppressing that. But yeah, they was in the White House acting up.
But is that where Jaguar Wright got her award? Or that was something different?
I guess it was a whole weekend thing that they
General
was
Mike.
doing. Like you said, they whacking out murals.
Oh, they
So they
whacking out
set up the
murals.
Jaguar right the day before that.
Yeah, they whacking out murals.
They whacking out murals. You
They're
know?
replacing it with new ones, right? Tiger Woods, what I told you.
Tiger Woods came out, nigga.
Yeah, nigga. Tiger out
Kobe getting a statue, niggas.
He's like, yeah, nigga, Kobe getting a statue, nigga. OJ, nigga. Yeah,
I
my
think
good
he
friend
said
Mike
Frank Lucas.
Tyson.
I don't know. I gotta rewind it. I think he said Frank Lucas get a statue. I'm not too sure.
Look, he's like,
Whacking
where my
out
nigga
murals.
Harry O's in the building, right? Hey, Harry.
Harry O. Yeah.
Big Meech's in here, Harry O.
This shit getting scary. You know what I'm saying? I was like, where's Little Meech at? Like, that was the only person missing. It's getting scary out here, man. He's
Sleepy Hollow. Where my nigga Sleepy? Come here, Sleepy. Come here.
It's getting scary. So the next slide is with Benjamin Franklin. He says, we have a republic if you can keep it.
Oh, you know, that's all that constitutional shit to people that keep beating their chests about how patriotic they are. They live in a republic, and this nigga said he was the king. So, you know,
the emperor.
They was about their business. Yeah, they would handle their business. People is just standing by idly and watching. He made a Napoleon reference the other day.
Yes, he did.
Now he's making a king reference. But I said, you know, as I told y'all on day one, right, this was a protracted effort to replace one king's dream with another. That's why I wanted to hold a Redeem the Dream event that day, Dreams Manifest event day, because I seen where this was going.
Facts. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
This is the flyer for the show that didn't take place with Malcolm X Jr., one of our only shows on Know the Ledge Radio where the guests did not show up.
Yes. He didn't show up. He was traveling to Dallas that day to see his homie. And it was this anniversary day. And by the time he lands, you know what I'm saying, he had got involved with what was going on the ground. And he couldn't pull away to get the show done. And we didn't have an opportunity to reschedule in time. He transitioned shortly after that.
Yes, I remember that.
Yes.
Man. So Rapid, tie that up with this Malcolm article right here.
Oh, that Malcolm article just touches on the 44 connection.
Okay.
That Malcolm had, you know, the dude that did the time, Thomas Hagee.
Uh-huh.
I believe his name was
Hagen.
He did 44 years.
Yeah.
And
he passed away.
Yeah,
did he pass? Or is he still alive?
I think he transitioned
recently.
Yeah.
Dope.
And then the one in the documentary that they say put the work in, he transitioned too.
Yeah, out of Jersey.
Out of Newark, yeah.
Uh-huh.
But yes, the brother, there's a brother I had put his video up recently on my IG. I forget his name. The brother, he's an Arab brother, and people kept saying, "Yo, he sound like Malcolm. He sound like Malcolm." You know, dude to be talking.
That's my guy.
Yeah,
it's my dude.
Spitting it from the hip. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes in.
Yeah, he goes in.
I think he's from Iran or
might be
maybe Palestinian.
Might be Iran.
I love his wisdom.
He don't play.
His wisdom. Yeah, his shit is
so
Surgical.
Yeah.
All right,
So,
here's the last slide because I
yeah.
definitely I would love to stick around, but business calls. I gotta handle some business, and you do too.
Uh-huh.
When a clown moves into a palace, he doesn't become a king. The palace becomes a circus. Bars.
Yeah.
Bars. I
So
heard that before. Bars.
we can leave it there. Again, you already know where we at. It's obvious where we're heading into or what we're staring down the barrel of. Um, but as always, we bid the people with the most confidence to say, remain unapologetically optimistic. Know that the universe is always working in your favor, and do not
Facts.
sit idly by. You know, be active, be the change that you want to see. You know what I'm saying? You got a brain so you can come up with solutions. You got feet so you can make moves, and you have a mouth so you can be heard. So this is just as much as your calling as it is anybody else's, right? If you
Yeah, there's
feel
not sideline
discomfort,
activities no more.
yeah, if you feel discomfort, it's not your job to live and wallow in it. You got to do something about that. You know what I'm saying? And that's a perfect catalyst, to tell you that moves have to be made and things have to be done considerably different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that part in its entirety. But again, thank you for rocking out. Appreciate the opportunity. Share this information. We had to speed through it, but we got through it. You know,
Okay.
and
This is my dude's name right here, Shahid Bolson,
yeah,
political commentator, the Iranian Malcolm X.
yeah, that part.
Shahid Bolson. He
Yeah,
is.
salute to
He
him.
gets. Yeah. He gets the stamp right there.
Mm-hmm.
Thumbs up from me. I rock out with my guy. Protect them at all costs.
At all
Type
costs.
shit. Yeah. So we will return one day to Strong In very soon.
Uh-huh.
I want to say on Wednesday we have a special show for you guys. It will be the follow-up to the B-Del and Al Kibalon show that we did. This will be part 2. And I'm looking forward to having Blue Pill in the building as well. That show is going to be powerful. And we got a special announcement during the show that we're going to share with the family and whatnot. All right. Shout out to It's Just Kish. What up? And yeah, man, that part, you know what I'm saying? So
For
if that
sure.
oh yeah, the brother with the septic tank, Blue, that Corey was building on. You have his information? Well, I think they might want Corey's information.
Yeah. If they DM me, if they shoot me a DM, if you're on IG, you could DM me at Blue Pillar 44 and I'll make the connection. All
Okay.
right.
You said Shahid is completely aligned with Saudi Arabia. I didn't know that. I'm gonna do a little bit of research on him. They said he's from Colorado too. Yeah, we'll check it out. We'll check it out. Who saw the new Black Captain America? That shit made as many waves as the Drake album. So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
What's the song? Hug, hug, hug. What's the song he said? Give me a hug.
Give me a hug.
Give me a hug, Red Hulk. Give me a hug, Black
Yeah.
Captain America, my nigga. You
And
need
that's
more
the
people.
DEI. Yeah.
You need
Like,
more people.
fuck this DEI Captain America shit.
You need more people. Type shit.
All
But yeah,
right.
we will be back. Blue got more bars for you. We'll add on type
Yeah,
shit.
right on. All right.
What do you think about? Yeah.
Peace.
Blue do Sunday service. Inshallah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. That's the plan.
Inshallah.
Peace out.
All right. So yeah, that J. Cole song, Fire. We'll talk about everything, either Sacrilegious Sundays or Saturday Night Live. And we do have a special show for my AI students. Me and the good brother Spin City we'll be doing a bonus class for everybody in the AI accelerated class. That will be the strong in as well. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I would love to stick around, but we have some business that we have to handle. So with that being said, we will return. Peace, love, and light. Y'all stay safe, stay dangerous, and we'll see you soon. Peace. Thank you for your time. You said on Tuesday. What do you mean by what's that? What Tuesday? What Wednesday is the show with B-Del and our Kibalon. It's going to be an early show because Wednesday is the day of my class as well. So just, we'll keep everybody updated with everything leading up to it. Peace, love, and light, y'all. Peace.
Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Facts. Red, blue, purple light, friends. Red and blue, purple light, friends. Facts. You can get to know the ledger, sacrilegious Sunday to melanin Monday. You can get to know the ledger, my love. Just open your third eye on Thursday. Lord, the food, the art, the clothes, the Vatican's getting exposed fast. We put the show on the road. You better stay on your toes. I was till the land focused on the ego. Then I open my heart, let go of the ego. Grand after grand, we're stacking up these C notes. Facts, facts, yeah. We gon' put this shit on our backs. Facts, facts. We in your city, pull up where we at. Facts, facts. Peace, love, and light. Peace, love. To the family, peace, love, and light. To the family, peace, love, and light. To the family.
These days and time, black man, is going to be the time that you have been waiting for. You came here for a reason. Whatever pressure, whatever adversity, whatever the fuck you feel, I don't know what you feel, but whatever you may be feeling is going to push you, and it's going to provoke you, and it's either going to make you or break you, similar to how pressure busts pipes or the shit makes diamonds.